Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Out here in the shop with the Camaro, and I've got some big time news for the channel, so y'all go ahead and like and subscribe. This is going to be a little series that we're going to do. Without further ado, here we go. And y'all pardon my voice, I'm getting over a sinus infection, but I couldn't wait. Finally got everything in, and I got to show you. So we got a pile of parts from Gwatney Performance in Arkansas. I gave them an email, and they have spec'd the build for me. Answered all my questions throughout this whole process. So I started buying parts in March of last year. We're doing heads cam intake. So I have everything assembled, block off, the fuel valve, lash cap, front timing seal, cam retainer plate and bolts, valve cover gaskets, valley cover gasket, lifter trays. It's stock compression build, so we're using a stock head gasket. We've got new exhaust manifold gaskets, the map sensor extension harness, new crank bolt, cam bolt, thermostat while we're in there, cam phaser kit. We got the 3/8 push rods. We got new stock head bolts. We're doing the Chevy Performance racing lifter, also known as the Caddy Race lifter. We got the CHE Precision trunnion upgrade, and that's probably the best packaging I've ever seen. Everything is in there nice and neat. Instructions on the inside of the box. So we went with the SS2 cam that I was able to buy from a friend. So that really knocked a little bit of the price off and helped me out. Didn't take anything to get it. We went the LT2 intake. We already got the K-Tech throttle body adapter on there. It's been ported snout. And the runners, we got new intake manifold gaskets. Now these don't come with bolts, FYI, if you decide to change your intake manifolds. So you can take the other ones out of your stock one, or you can buy a new bolt set. So we went with the K-Tech 95 throttle body. We got the JLT big air intake. That came from Wild Hammer Motorsports. I think that was the only thing I didn't purchase from GPI. And we've got the stock ported heads. So for a stock casting, I mean, they just do some beautiful port work. Their CNC program is really nice. And I'm not gonna untape them right now to let you look at the inside of the port, but I'll show you a side by side when I get the stock heads off. We're also doing the Brian Tooley Racing 660 lift platinum spring kit. So I am going to put this together myself. Maybe crazy, maybe not. I'm not saying that you should put it together yourself if you decide to do something like this. And I'm not saying that you should do something like this. It will drastically change your vehicle. But I'm going to do it so we can take a look. This is the last time we're going to see it look like this. Big changes coming. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Out here with the Camaro in the shop. About to get started on the teardown process. I haven't got it on jack stands yet, but you got to take the front fascia off. But before I take the front fascia off and get everything on jack stands, I'm going to go ahead and take some of the covers off and some of the PCV hosing and my catch can and stuff like that. Maybe the air intake. And then I'll get the front fascia off, and we'll jump back in on it. Be part of the build series here. Hey y'all, what's up? I had to wait on the GoPro battery to charge this morning, but I've already gone ahead and got started. I definitely will say that this is not for the faint of heart. If you don't have some mechanical ability and skill, do not try this at home. You will end up in a bind. There's a lot of work that's going into this. And this is definitely not a step-by-step guide, but so far we've got the front end all the way off, the front fascia off, got the under tray off, we got the lower radiator plastic off, got the brake cooling ducts out and the ducts for the auxiliary coolers. Went ahead and got the intake manifold off, cold air intake out, one of the valve covers out, we got the spark plugs out on this side, got the fuel rails disconnected, just unplugged the fan. And we are about to start draining coolant and breaking loose the fuel lines on top of the valley. Go ahead and get the injectors out. I'm going to go ahead and get the other valve cover off, get those coils out, get the spark plugs out. We'll start unbolting headers, and we'll keep going from there. I'll jump back in here in a little while once I've got a little more work done, and we'll show you what we've got going on then. All right, y'all, we got a few things to show you. So we got the radiator drain. Got the fan out. That was kind of a pain to get the fan out. It was kind of jammed in there. We got all hard lines for the fuel system off. We got the injectors out. We got the high pressure fuel pump out. We disconnected from the heater core. So these clips right here make it really easy. So you just take your pick and dig in right there and pull it back. Now don't pull it too far because it will pop off and you're gonna have to find it. But when you pull it back, it just slides right off, and when you go to put it back on, you just push it and it clicks in. Super simple. We got all that out of the way. Got the other valve cover off. And now we got the main serpentine belt off. Got the tensioner broke loose and moved out of the way. So now it's about time for a lunch break, but after that we're going to get the valley cover off. We're going to get the water pump off, and then we're going to worry about getting the rockers off and push rods out. We'll go ahead and be ready to move the radiator out of the way, get the damper off, probably go ahead and pull the heads, and then we'll do the front timing cover and go ahead and worry about trying to get the cam out. This is rocking and rolling, guys. See y'all in a few. Hey y'all, good morning. Out here another on the second day of the Camaro build. And so went to the part store this morning, got some brake clean and a seal puller and some rags and such, and forgot that I needed a second 24mm socket. I thought I had one, but I didn't, so I'm gonna have to make another trip later. But since I've been out here this morning and last night we ended up getting the cam in, I just got the cam gear back on. I put the lifters and the trays in, and I just put the valley back on. We changed the front seal to the Fast Fish and used a seal puller, whatever I did with it. I don't know, but made it really easy. Pulls out from the front and taps back in from the front. The cup side goes towards the engine. I looked through the forums for days trying to find people that could agree on that. No one can agree. Called GPI. The cup side goes towards the engine, the flat side towards the front. Other than that, right now I am breaking the rockers down. It's really easy. It requires a little more pressure than you would think, but they pop right out, and you can see all the little needle bearings in the caps. So that's why they say you should replace these with a CHE or another brand, because if that backs off, then all you've got is parts going through the motor and you need a new motor. So we're out here. I'm going to break all the rockers down, going to get them put together, and probably get the cylinder heads on the car, start hooking a few things back up, get everything bolted down before I make another trip to the parts store. But we're looking good. Should be getting close to wrapping everything up today, hopefully. See y'all later. Hey y'all, quick video on how to break these rockers down to the CHE upgrade or whatever upgrade you're going to do. So 7/8 socket, 9/16 socket. I'm using a wrench because I don't have the socket, but it balances on the flat pieces here, like so. And your 9/16 goes on there. Put it in the vise. Make sure everything's lined up. Squeeze it out. They pop out really easy. And off come the little bearing caps and the rocker body, and all your little needle bearings are inside the cap, and that's why they're telling you to replace that cap or replace that with a CHE or something else. If that little cap backs off and sends needle bearings to the motor, you're done. Hope this helps out a little bit. Y'all have a good one. Hey y'all, welcome back. It's day 3 on the Camaro build, and we have gotten a lot of work done. It's going back together now. Missed a lot of filming. Wish I could have filmed a lot more of it, but it's just me out here, and once I get going and the camera's off, and I don't think about turning it back on anymore. So let's take a look at what we've got. First off, let's look at this mess I've made. Everything is so cluttered up. I'm looking for tools and I can't find them, and they're sitting right in front of me all on the same table. Well, we got the front end, got the radiator back in, we got the little ducts in to feed the auxiliary coolers. The fan is in. We did the CHE rocker trunnions yesterday. We got those installed. This header's got a couple of bolts in it. We got the injectors back in, the intermediate fuel lines in. This header's torqued and got a couple of spark plugs in. Got the water pump in. Getting ready to plug the heater hoses back in and get the overflow tank as soon as I get the rest of the spark plugs done. And then we'll be ready for intake manifold. We're getting really close. After that, the cold air intake. And we'll be wrapping this thing up. I hope to finish it up today. Maybe first thing in the morning, get it on the ground and fill it full of fluids again. I got to change the oil before I do that and fill the coolant back up. And we'll see if we can get this thing fired off and get some dyno time scheduled. So anyone who's thinking about doing this themselves, if you don't have some strong mechanical skill and ability, don't try this at home. This is unless you have some help that does. If you're trying this by yourself and you don't know what you're doing, you're going to be in a bind real quick, and you'll be winching your car on a trailer to get it hauled to a shop to get it taken care of. So if you don't know what you're doing, send it somewhere. Send it to somebody who does. I've worked on cars in the past. I've never done this before, but you know, I had a game plan in my head and I kind of had the grasp of what I was doing already. So I felt pretty good about it. I feel good about it still. Everything's going back together well. We'll see y'all here in a few.